Over the weekend, the Democrats, with the help of criminal illegal aliens and the Communist Party of China, showed Americans what our future looks like if the America First coalition doesn't succeed. Left-wing death, violence, assassinations, and chaos. America's future if the America Last crowd takes over. That's the subject of today's preamble. Over the weekend, Americans were treated to images like this one on Fifth Avenue, New York City. Americans should know as they watch these criminal illegal aliens and their leftist supporters fill our streets. The Democrats and Republicans in the America Last coalition, they teamed up to make this happen. On the issue of illegal immigration, our people have been betrayed by members of the America Last Uniparty. Thanks to these politicians, Americans are forced to harbor 20 to 30 million illegal aliens in this country. And those same illegal aliens are now taking to the streets, blackmailing Americans, trying to force us to let them stay. As you know, these riots are a response to President Trump's deportation of stone-cold killers, child molesters, drug pushers, violent thugs, and other criminals who have committed atrocities against the American people. Both parties in the America Last coalition have queued up this extortion, teed up this violence, and allowed it to consume your neighborhoods. Democrats like Chuck Schumer and Republicans like Mitch McConnell, Democrats like Nancy Pelosi and Republicans like John Cornyn, they and others like them did this to us. But these cats had help. Communist government of China, which has been fomenting division in the United States for decades, has joined with the criminal illegal aliens and the America Last Democrats and Republicans to destroy this nation, our Constitution, our republic, and our freedoms. Democrats purposely funded NGOs that have ties to Communist China with our tax dollars, and certain members of the Republican Party voted to turn over our money to these leftists. Communists in the BLM movement and fascists in the Antifa crowd, they joined in with other anti-American agitators this weekend to crank up the violence and punish real Americans. But violence really got out of control in Minnesota. A man impersonating a police officer targeted two state Democrat politicians. He killed one of them, Melissa Hortman. The man, who was being nicknamed the No Kings Killer because his car was found with No Kings flyers in it, was identified as Vance Belter. And before Mr. Belter's resume was known, the governor of Minnesota, failed VP candidate Tim Awals, immediately tried to politicize the shooting.
We're here today because an unspeakable tragedy has unfolded in Minnesota. My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa Hortman, and her husband Mark were shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination.
People were led to believe that the alleged killer might have been a devout Republican or MAGA person. Then this alleged killer's resume started coming out. Belter was appointed by Tim Awals to the governor's Workforce Development Board. This isn't the first Waltz appointee to allegedly step outside the law. Dylan Adams, a fiscal policy analyst for Tim Awals' Department of Human Services, was caught on camera doing over $20,000 worth of damage to Teslas. But back to the alleged shooter. Many of you might be asking, why would a Democrat appointee target and kill Democrat politicians? Well, we don't know for sure because Minnesota officials refused to release the alleged shooter's manifesto. Gee, I wonder why. But we can look at what the Democrats have been up to in recent days for some clues. It seems Hortman and State Senator John Hoffman, who was shot but is expected to survive, had just joined Republicans to repeal taxpayer-funded health care for illegal aliens. It was a vote that caused the late Representative Hortman anguish.
I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision.
She had to know that standing up for her voters, American citizens, would cause her tons of political anguish. But could her emotions there have been a reflection of knowing that Democrats now resort to violence when they don't get their way? Was Senator Hoffman and Representative Hortman's cardinal sin cooperating with Republicans in the eyes of a deranged killer? If Minnesota authorities ever get around to transparency, we may know one day. But all we now know for sure is that Democrats will kill to get their way. 2 assassination attempts against President Trump told us that. But we also knew that from the Democrats' summer of love, as their riots back then resulted in death, harm, vandalism, arson, and looting. We know that from the LA riots on behalf of criminal illegal aliens and other blue city terrorist attacks that are plaguing America's streets now. And we know of the Democrats' love for communist savages in China as their party with fake GOP or help fund with our money NGOs doing China's bidding to destroy the United States from within. Given the Democrats' conduct, one wonders why some Republicans find it so hard to oppose their malign activities. Perhaps some of those Republicans' hearts were never really in it. But the real question is to all of you, my fellow Americans, you know, we do outnumber them after all. What vision do you want for America's future? The one presented by the America First Coalition, where our nation is unified, free, and where law and order reign? Or do you want more riots, killings, chaos, and lawlessness? Seems to be a simple choice to me. You know, folks, I thank God for my wonderful wife, my kids, my country, the greatest nation ever. And Americans like you who believe in the truth, the Chris Salcedo Show will never stop fighting for you.
The Chris Salcedo Show, for the news you need to know.